the antiquarium here at the residence. And as you can see, it's a large room. According to the information, the floor was lowered to make this into a banqueting hall. And you can see all the tourists here. But a lot of these sculptures are original and or Renaissance copies. Apparently this is the oldest room here. And before I forget, let me come back up over here. Because apparently on this dais right here is where the rulers of Bavaria would have a public viewing of them eating. So basically they would eat here on this dais, and the court and invited guests would watch them eat and be entertained. And the last thing I want to show you is this right here. And this is really neat. Apparently this is the oldest surviving service set from this time period. And also apparently these two credenzas, this one here and the other one over there, those are more service plates. Apparently this is one of the rarest examples of a late Renaissance furniture. So basically this type of furniture does not really exist anywhere but exists here, and these pieces were purposely designed to fit in these niches to hold and display the serviceware that the rulers of Bavaria would have. So as you can imagine, coming into this space as a diplomat or somebody else would see the king's or the duke's power and wealth being displayed for everybody to see. So I'm still here at the palace, and let me show you some things here. This is the reliquary room, which I wasn't expecting it, but apparently sometime in the past the Pope gave permission to one of the rulers of Bavaria to amass a collection of relics during the Counter-Reformation, and you can see them all here. This shows how they treat relics with precious and semi-precious materials that contain the relics of the saints and various other holy objects. Like this is made out of lapis here, a lot of silver, gold, other semi-precious and precious stones, all containing the relics of various saints. And then that's what you see all these things here. So it's, like I said, this is unexpected. I wasn't expecting this. You typically would see this sort of stuff contained within a cathedral or very important church. So this is very nice to see this here in the palace grounds. And the little audio guide didn't say how all this wound up surviving, but given this was a very important room, I'm assuming that this was very heavily, not fortified, but guarded and protected. And then lastly is this right here. This, they talked about, this is a reliquary holding apparently mummified remains of the children lost during King Herod's killing of the children at the very beginning of Christ's life here on earth, when King Herod found out that he had been deceived by the Magi in order to slaughter the innocents, which I believe, according to Catholic beliefs, all the children slaughtered were considered saints at that point because they lost their lives because of Christ, basically. So let's go ahead and continue the tour. So this is another private chapel here, but once again, shows just what they can do. Now, apparently, according to the audio guide, this is the whole parts of construction because of the war. I believe they also consider it original, but once again, but I just want to this is inlaid marble, basically cut and crafted and carefully hand laid, like I believe here. That's marble. Fresco, where they would fresco the painting and then they would polish it to make it look like stone. So pipe organ, a very early pipe organ with silver pipes. So let's continue the tour. And then here's some of the silver and goldware they would use for service. And it expands from 1600 all the way up to 1850. And then in here, this is quite impressive. I just take a quick glance at it. It's all the various pieces of silverware that's in this collection here. And right now I'm in a warm, dry, temperature-controlled room, which I'm assuming is to help cut down on the oxidation of the silver. But I'm just imagining how long it takes to keep this done. I'm also kind of wondering if this has been hermetically sealed and an inert gas inserted into it to keep it from oxidizing. A little more of this. And coming around here, some more serviceware. More silver service. This is right off of the floor of the King's audience chamber and a series of rooms I've been going through for the last almost hour. And just go around here and you can see the service here. But then the next room is going to be even more amazing. Check this service out. I'm not sure how much of this you actually ate off of, but I mean, look at that lovely, fine tableware. You know, how much is this just for state occasions? And take a peek at this over here. More plates here. And this is the very impressive King's throne room. And this series of rooms going that way leads to the Queen's chambers. a reliquary holding a piece of St. George. And this is an example of, at most, late 1600, early 1600 gold work. So this is shows you the art form. So they say at latest 1617, but the dates on the front here give you something different. But look at that, all the way up there, all the way down. Place is absolutely huge, and just want to relate a little bit of history as I exit the building here. Is the original complex has been added onto and modified and added onto and added onto, and what was really interesting is that this is where the rulers of Bavaria basically called home for a good 800 years. And the thing is that part of the complex had to be reserved for the Holy Roman Emperor. And the interesting thing about that is, at some point in the family's history, they were elevated to electors of the Holy Roman Empire. And what that means is, when you're an elector, you get to help vote for who's going to be the next Holy Roman Empire, and it tended to run through families. And so part of this whole complex and some of the history with it is once a family got raised up to be the level of elector, meaning can be elected to become Holy Roman Empire, they had to showcase why they were worthy to be made Holy Roman Emperor. And then, so part of the complex actually is, once again, part of the complex is designed to contain, because here's the outside bit of it right here, and I poked out my head out several windows, or out looking out the windows to see various parts of it. But like I said, once again, part of the complex belonged to the family who ruled Bavaria, and then part of the complex was actually used by the Holy Roman Emperor, which sometimes it was one and the same. So I'm inside the church, and it's very stunning, very beautiful. Main altar and the transepts right here. And all the side altars. Truly amazing. at the shore tent. Kind of happening as I walk by here. All the people around here having a good time. But apparently there's free seating up to like 4:30, then all the reserved seats kick in, so you get kicked out. So according to the website, this place is 90% capacity, but in reality, there's no real seating here. Even if you walk up and there's a free seat, and you ask, is there a seat here? They say, oh, no, there's no free seat. So, you know, once somebody claims their little table for their friends and themselves, it's their table. So, so you can see a lot of food coming out, a lot of food being consumed, clean dishes, everybody having a good time here. And a lot of drunk people too, so, but it's all typical right here. So I may pop into a few more tents just to see what they look like, but I'm gonna go back to Starnberg and kind of cool my heels.